We up in the kitchen.
All right, let me preach real quick. I promise you that you will not find in your local grocery store, unless you have a true farmer's market, a tomato as tasty as this, because tomatoes grown in America are grown not for their flavor, but to get a hardy skin, a thicker skin on them, just so that automated picking equipment can pick them and get them to your grocery store, which, by the way, the longer a tomato sits on the vine, the sweeter it gets. In grocery stores, they're picked early, they're gassed, so that they ripen in the grocery store. This is a beefsteak tomato.
Big tomatoes.
Called Brandywine, and was developed as an Amish tomato right here in the Brandywine Valley of Pennsylvania. That is the size of a sandwich by itself.
I'm telling you what, I absolutely love these because the pink Brandywine was developed in 1888 by the Amish right here, our good neighbors here.
Yep.
And the orange Brandywine was just developed from the same genetics as the old one. It's the new kid on the block.
Let me kind of show you one. And they're kind of interestingly shaped. If you like a tomato that has some sweetness to it, but it's got some zing.
Yes.
This is a wonderful textured tomato. Great for hamburgers, great on steaks, perfect for salads, but it does have a little zip to it.
It has a little, because it's got that old-fashioned tomato flavor.
That is a thing of joy.
We're living now. Look at this one. Here is the orange one. Take a look at that. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. By the way, why should you get these? It is all about the flavor. These are big, but also listen to this. These are fabulous plants, and they are absolutely big.
That's hardy.
When they come out. You're going to get 2 of these. You're going to get one of the orange one, and you get one of the pink one. This is what they do. These are mighty tomatoes, which means that they are grafted, which means that they've got a turbocharged root system. These are going to rock your garden.
We have, by the way, I can tell you with all authority, 2,500 sets were brought in, brand new today, and this will most likely be their only airing because they have been popular. And for so many of you who don't live in this area of the country, you've never been able to have a Brandywine tomato. It's a true beefsteak tomato.
And these are big, they're bodacious. If you want a big tomato, by the way, these will fruit earlier than your other tomatoes because they've got that turbocharged rootstock.
Okay.
So if you live in an area that's got a short season, say if you live in Aspen or say you live in New Mexico, you got a short season, you got to get the tomatoes quick. Otherwise, you don't get many tomatoes. These will produce quicker than a regular tomato. You're getting both of these varieties. The plants are already big when they come out. Look.
That's a juicy tomato.
You just ridiculous over there. Look at this. Look at this. Who wouldn't want these?
This would make me happy. Dude, this sandwich is literally a piece of bread, one slice of tomato. I didn't even put mayo on it.
Well,
that tastes like summer.
I'm Mississippi. I got to have the mayo. I mean, I'll just eat it right out of the jar.
Put mayo on everything.
It's just ridiculous.
You put mayo on mayo?
On corn dogs. I do that too.
That's funny. Have you ever noticed the best tasting food in the world usually comes on a stick?
Yes, I like that a lot.
And play. Look at this down in front. You want to make a great meal? Make a pizza at home. With tomatoes you grew in your backyard.
With that robust flavor.
Share them with a neighbor.
Yes.
In Indiana, when I grew up, it was a common thing. Tomatoes are like the friendly food. And you would see neighbors walking across the street with brown paper bags when the yield would come in.
Precisely.
And I grew up with a passion for this. And then I got a little older, got out on my own, and I would go to the grocery store and I'd buy a tomato and I'd be sadly disappointed.
Yeah.
It's the difference between a microwave boxed meal and grandmom's cooking.
Yeah, indeed. And look at these tomatoes because they are so beautiful, you can have them on your deck. They're that kind of handsome looking and nothing but fruit. Again, if you live in a place with a short season, these produced earlier. But if you've got a long season, you got a longer season of tomatoes because anything that starts early and finishes late, you got that many more opportunities for delicious tomatoes. It's all about the flavor. This is what I call an Amish delight. You've got the old-fashioned pink one from 1888. You've got the brand new orange one bred from the same stock that brings all of that flavor. And by the way, I got to give a shout out to Tom Wagner, who is our tomato guru. He developed that orange one. He sliced it for me in the field.
Okay.
I tasted it and I said, oh gosh, Tom, you have outdone yourself. We got to have it.
So and by the way, I live in the Brandywine Valley. This is where these were created. I had never heard of that orange tomato.
Well, I hadn't either.
Never tasted it. God bless you. One of our stage members, apparently allergic to tomatoes. I had never tasted them, had never seen them, hadn't seen them at farmers markets
And
or anything else. I do not buy produce at the grocery store. Again, a regular tomato that you might buy in a grocery store will never have the flavor of one you can grow in your backyard.
Exactly. And these produce early.
Grocery store tomatoes are bred in America for tougher, thicker skin.
Yes.
That doesn't mean flavor.
That's the way they can pick it with a mechanical picker.
Without squashing it.
Without squashing them. They want it to look good, but they don't care if it tastes good or not.
And it's
want
all
the
about
flavor.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's all about the flavor. If you love tomato sandwiches, by the way, homegrown tomatoes, if you don't have them, you didn't have a summer. It just didn't happen.
Yep.
Look how beautiful is that. See, we've alternated the colors. Look how beautiful that is. These are all these gorgeous Amish tomatoes here. You've got the pink Brandywine, and you've got the brand new orange one from Tom Wagner. By the way, he was so excited to show this. They're all rowed up when we go out there to look at them.
All right.
He's jumping the rows to go out thinking, okay, it's an equestrian event. We get over to those, and he had the cutting board out in the field. We tasted them in the field. The sun had been on them, so they were heated up, and they were, oh my gosh, they were delicious.
And here they are for the very first time ever at QVC. And I can tell you, tomato growers, myself included, as competitive as orchid growers would be,
yes,
tomato growers are the same way.
Because you can eat these.
Yeah, but be able to walk across the street to your neighbor and say, hey, I bet you've never tried one of these, and you hit them with, well, don't hit them, you share with them the orange Brandywine, and that's a zippy little tomato.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful for sauce.
It's all about the flavor. It's that rich, robust flavor that the old-fashioned tomatoes, remember when you were a kid and tomatoes tasted right because they came out of your garden or your grandmother's garden? This is that old-fashioned flavor. It will take you back. There's no reason that all that old-fashioned stuff just has to be a memory. Have it again. It is here for you.
Close to 1,000 have already been spoken for. There were only 2,500 of these that we were able to get. You'll get a set of 2. Here's the plants as they ship to you.
You get
Look
2,
at that.
both of these.
Oh, look. Little baby tomato right
ready
there.
Ready to rock on that turbocharged root system.
It's like baby corn in Chinese food. It's wrong to eat them when they're that little. We've got coming up, we're going to talk about sun patience. Sun patience always popular every single season that Philip and I have worked together. His sun patience collection have sold out in early spring. Well,
yes,
it's early spring.
It's early spring and it's time to get on board.
Here's the checklist. Do you have your plants, your bulbs, all the things you need? Do you have the tools necessary? How about, do you have the information to help your garden to grow and be its very best? Well, we've got all of that and much, much more as we continue our 17 hours. These are big sun patience.
This is what they do.
And this is a collection of 6.
And this is what you get.
3 varieties, 2 of each. All of this for a price of $35.
Our most popular collection of sun patience, the jewel tones. Karen, up at the ops desk, Karen said, when are those coming on? I said, you're in luck, they're coming on today because we invariably run out before the season's over. So you need to basically reserve yours now. Don't wait till later.
There will be 2,000 families across America. Boom, that's it. 2,000 families that can purchase this from QVC and to get all 6 of these wonderful plants. It is the most popular annual that you make available.
Yes.
An annual, you'll want to do this again next year. So what Philip has done, against my better judgment, is an an annual renewal system. It's called an auto delivery. These beautiful 6 plants will transform your garden. You're going to want this again next year. So the auto delivery, if you sign up for it, it locks into today's price and free shipping and handling for next spring. So you'll get your 6 plants right away.
With